Well, kia ora te whanau and welcome here to Napier as we get set for your Saturday afternoon action in the Sky Broadband Rapid League Round 15. We're at Rodney Green Arenas. Great to have you along for the Hawke's Bay Hawks against the Wellington Saints in the lead up to the NZNBL game tipping off in an hour's time. Going to be an interesting game, this one. We just heard late news, a couple of injuries to the Saints team has them down to just 10 players for these two matches today. So perhaps a chance for the Hawks, who are coming into this game in the bottom half of the table of the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Nelson's still on the top. They have one game left. Tauranga Whai, have they got enough points percentage game points to make up there to overhaul the Nelson Giants? We'll see over the next couple of games. There's still mathematical chance that they could capture the Sky Broadband Rapid League. There are the Hawks. They're in 7th place. The Saints in 4th at the moment, the 10 and 7 records are both teams mid-table for this one. Let's have a look at the starting fives for the game. And the Saints are going to try and soldier through just 5 players for this game. Tyrell Kacheke, Sam Gold, who's a good player, of course. Hassan Munir, Marnie Dougal-Meter, and Caslow Evans is the 5th player. But yeah, we just heard news just in the last few moments that Sean Bruce is out with illness in the main game, and so too with Luca Richards, who's out with illness as well. So just a 10-man squad here for these two games. Here is the Hawke's Bay team: Zoram Smiler, Jacob Murphy, Dante Matakatia, Harry Keeley, and Ezra Eagle. The 5 players. They have Cade Cartwright and Montel Godinet on the bench. Joining me in the commentary, Case and Bookman. Well, Case, should be an interesting match, this one. Both teams evenly matched, just a win between them, and both pretty even on the Chemist Warehouse stats head-to-heads here. Yeah, exactly right. The only edge are the Saints with about almost 2 steals more than the Hawks, and you see it there. Pretty much even, especially with the late exit of Luca Richards not being here tonight. Could be a very interesting game, and he's averaging 6 points, 14 minutes for the Saints. Yeah, exactly. So Luca Richards he's a good young player coming out of the Kapiti Coast, but won't be playing today in this game. Referees for this clash: Matt Bathurst, Sasha Nicholson, and Sam McFadgen. Chris Tupu's got the reins for the Wellington Saints. He's to coach, and Kane Hokiana. He did such a good job with the Hawke's Bay team in the NZNBL prior to the arrival of Sam Gruggan after the late finish there to the Australian National League season. So yeah, going to be interesting to see how the Saints go in this game. Do we have a bit of firepower there with Dougal-Meter and Sam Gold? Both teams have a few illness injury problems coming into this clash today. April 27th was when these two teams last met, and the Saints won that Rapid League game that night 31-22 down in Wellington. There's a chance for Hawke's Bay to come back from that. Both teams have some good young talent.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams pretty stacked, to be honest, for a Rapid League. That man there, Jacob Murphy, done such a brilliant job filling in the Sal's role at the beginning of the season. And then again in Rapid League, just absolutely lighting it up.
Yeah, he's got 8 points per game at 35%. Good to see Harry Keeley back in action today. He'll be wearing the 9 jumper. And he's got a good promising career in front of him as well as Harry Keeley. Get this game underway as we see the Saints winning the tip, and Caslow Evans getting the game underway. Nice switch over there to Dougal-Meter. Offensive rebound taken there, and unfortunately not going to be for the Saints. And here comes Hawke's Bay through Smiler. Getting another opportunity today. Eagle. Marked by Sam Gold. Nice pass into Keeley. Keeley usually eats those for breakfast, not to be on this occasion. Dougal-Meter comes forward. Good defense by the Saints. But nice finish there by Dougal Mita.
Yeah, Dougal Mita just staying on that, taking the hit as Jacob Murphy plows the other direction, and he'll have a chance from the stripe. I really want to talk about the opening play for the Hawks. I really liked the rotation. There was a few wide open looks, but again, if they keep executing that play, they might get some easy looks here in this game.
Indeed, and if they keep the pace up like they did for that second play, second attack at the basket, then Jacob Murphy's going to end up with a lot of points in this one. 5th season as a Hawke's Bay player. He has a second free throw opportunity from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. There he is, getting the Bay on the board. Pushing the pass immediately though. Wellington. It's lost by Evans. Gold under pressure from Eagle. Just a little bit too physical there, Ezra Eagle.
Yeah, I don't mind that again. Not a lot of time in this game. You can afford to give up a few fouls, but not too many ticky-tack fouls if you can help it.
Here comes Caslow Evans again. Switches it over to Heke. He's lost the ball there, made a bit messy, and it's taken away by Hawke's Bay. Matakatia passes to Murphy. And for the second time, Murphy misses the layup.
Hey, but that's all right. They're pushing the pace, the Hawks team. They realize.
How about that? That was some silky skills right there from Munir.
Oh, I was just about to gas up the Hawks for pushing the pace well, knowing that the Saints are without a sub, but they proved me wrong on that play.
Here's Murphy again. He's missed 2 layups now and a 3-point attempt. It's going to be Saints ball.
I like the pressure from the Saints. Again, if you can force that shot, you're in a pretty good position. You don't want to be giving up those transition baskets.
Gold now. He's finished his senior year over at Michigan. Milligan, rather, University, as we see Saints thinking about attack through Heke. A little indecisive there, Heke. Wasn't quite sure whether to kick it out or go for the layup.
Yeah, it was a good job by the Hawks defense to get a hand in the passing lane to deter that skip pass.
Smiler. Over to Eagle. He can put up a free ball. Nail it though. Spain struggling. They haven't got a field goal yet. That's 0 from 4 in the game now. A few good looks though. Nice pass to Gold. And Gold lays it in for Wellington. Nice early advantage for them.
Yeah, excellent execution. The timing on the cut, the pass, just beautifully done.
That's been lost out of court there by the Katia.
Hawks just need to take a breath, take a beat, try to get something going on offense. Again, they've had the looks, just unable to execute. Still a minute and a half to go.
Get this any deeper though. Saints, no baseline space there at all, as we saw that cut down by Cartwright, and there's a foul by Keeley.
Yeah, again, good job taking that up into the body of Keeley. And the Saints just look like they're getting a lot more offensive looks here. Finishing the offensive looks as well, as you see Keeley being called for that foul.
So Caslow Evans at the line here. Second year as a Saints player. Gets 2 from 2 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe as Saints leak out to a 7-point lead early in this one. Smiler. Gets the screen from Keeley. Can't get the roll back to him though. Ball over to Cade Cartwright. Cade Cartwright can't get the roll off the rim either. Just a point so far for Hawke's Bay. Lean pickings for them.
Oh.
There is another foul and a fantastic finish there from Caslow Evans.
Oh my gosh, you gotta watch this again. Look at the spin, the recognition of the foul, throwing it up, getting the and one. What a play.
All over Hawke's Bay at the moment. 10-point game. Hawke's Bay needing to chase this game big time. Matakatia comes forward, gets the screen there from Keeley. And now there is finally the first basket of the game for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, that was a really great hezzy there from Matakatia, again at the top of the key. Nice little fake, a little bit of a pause, and a good drive using his length. And he will have a chance for three.
Well, indeed. Vital basket there by the 20-year-old. He gets the three-point play from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And we're going to have a BNZ player timeout called by the Saints with 38.8 left.
That's interesting, because there's still a whole nother quarter.
There is.
But why not try to put a little bit more pedal to the metal, I guess, going into the second quarter?
Now, think back to the start of the game, folks, when we gave you those list of games to come. All of them are big games as we have a really congested ladder. So one of the final chances for you to scan that QR code, thanks to BNZ, which is supporting the next generation of Kiwi basketballers. I guess the theory behind those, want to make sure they get two more possessions, including this one here. Close out this first quarter, or rather the Saints. Here's Evans, who's been a star of this first quarter. Dougalmeida, good pass. Heke. And the three does drop in. Lovely finish there from Munir again. And now Hawke's Bay. Saints will have a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds rather, cook up something, but Matakati is going to soak up as much time as he possibly can here. Ideal scenario here for Hawke's Bay to score, and there is a foul there by Caslow Evans Jr. Just got his timing wrong there with Cade Cartwright.
I think it might have winded him a bit on that one.
He's tough, Cartwright. He's like his old man, former Tall Black Darryl. Shrug it off and get on with it. He's going to do just that. Good news is that Hawke's Bay are in the bonus. So hopefully Cade Cartwright can just take a couple of quick deep breaths. And hopefully get the second free throw to drop.
You know, looking across the stat sheet at all teams, I think free throws could be the one work on for everyone.
And there's more evidence of that. Now Gold called their BNZ player timeout already. Now that's stolen. And it's not going to drop from Matakatia. So still a comfortable lead for Wellington at the end of this first quarter. It is 14 points to 4. And that's a good team performance from the Saints. 2K and all 5 players have played pretty strongly in that first 4 minutes.
Oh, absolutely right. And nearly all 5 have scored in that first quarter, which is great. On that last play after the BNZ player timeout, again, a great offensive set. They had about 3 different options because the players found the pockets. And again, they were able to get that 3. Leading the way for scores is Munir, and he's on 5 for the Hawks. Leading scorer, Matakatia with 3.
And that was that 3-point play, but then field goal percentage, Hawke's Bay is down badly. 1 from 7 in that first quarter, just 14%. Saints, on the other hand, 5 from 8 at 62%. There's the sale special of the week. Valid until Tuesday. That large, big pineapple pizza, just $36.99. Get into it, folks. Scan that QR code. And there's your dinner locked away. And if you're getting it for yourself, probably a bit of lunch tomorrow as well.
Maybe breakfast.
Oh, pizza for breakfast.
There's nothing better than cold pizza for breakfast. Nothing better.
Oh, I reckon there might be, actually.
What? What do you think?
Weepics. I've got a co-commentator, folks, who vehemently disagrees with me as we get the second quarter underway.
Because American cereal is superior.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
And sweeter.
Here goes Hawke's Bay. Now Matakatia.
Oh.
Like he almost took an extra step there, but a strong finish. No whistle there as Hawke's Bay cut the lead to 8. Like this bit of full court pressure too.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful up and under there from the big guy. And again, like you said, the pressure is exactly what they need to apply to the Saints team. And it's going to be a foul called against Matakatia.
what the Saints can do. And again, making nuisance of themselves that time was Montel Godinette, who's back out there. A real opportunity for him to show his skills, the 20-year-old. Just played the one game so far. Montel Godinette, number 1 for the Hawke's Bay team. He's wearing 5, in fact, in this Rapid League team. Here goes the 3 from Dougal Meter. Nice offensive rebound taken strongly there and put back in by Heke. That's good work.
Another and one opportunity here from the Saints. Ran the same play to the other side, got it in the corner, got it into the big guy, and he will have a chance from the line. Shooting one of the higher percentages from the line this season in Rapid League, 89%. Now, hopefully I don't jinx him. That's a pretty great percentage.
It means he's probably only missed 1 or 2 this season.
And then, oh, just got it.
Never in doubt. 17-6, 11-point game. Here comes Godinette. Now Murphy. Murphy lost it. Saints have it. Evans for them. Here comes Munir. Very impressive ball handler, isn't he? Hassan Munir. Just to go around Murphy. Now Dougal Meter. Nice fake at the 3-point line. Just creates that touch more space. Rebound is kind there for Munir. Heke steps back for the 3. Can't nail it. But they get a third opportunity to the Saints. Munir again. Marked by Godinette. Oh, still not going to fall. Well, that was unlucky for Munir. And now Murphy. Looks like he might have taken a whack in the side there.
You mentioned it, Saints had just about every opportunity there, crashing the boards well, and just couldn't get the finish there in the end. You see the replay, just a slight little tap from Dougal Meter.
Dougal Meter got a piece there of Jacob Murphy. It looked a little innocent, didn't it? Didn't look pretty slight, but it might have just caught Murphy in a place that really hurts. Ezra Eagle going to inbound it. Trying to get a bit of authority into their offensive play. It's been good defense so far by Wellington. Murphy. It's past to Keeley, who's lost it again. And here comes the Saints. Nice play into Dougal Meter. There's 2 more.
Well, they're just having fun out there now, the Saints. Great offensive transition play. Hawks just taking one dribble too many when they're driving in.
Murphy going baseline. He's made some nice drives in the game, but they just haven't capitalised. Katia back into Ezra Eagle. Chance for him to post up here and finish nicely, Ezra Eagle.
There's a much better offensive set. Getting the pass inside might be the key for the Hawks to penetrate the Saints defense.
As Caslow Evans again. 3-point shooting percentages down a little bit in this game. Just the 1 3 actually been scored in the match so far by Hassan Munir. And now number 2, it's Ezra Eagle starting to heat up.
Now all it took was a little encouragement from you, a little smack talking about the 3-point percentage, and here they go. They're going to light it up now.
Comfortable margin though for Wellington in the game so far. Oh, almost stolen by Jacob Murphy. Munir gets his own rebound. Nice pass back into Heke. Good block by Keeley. That's good defense by Hawke's Bay.
Again, a couple of good defensive possessions from the Hawks.
Smiler just lures a foul out of Hassan Munir. This foul off the quarter, but here's Ezra Eagle. He's a good all-round player, the New Zealand under-18s rep from last year. In fact, that was Katia, wasn't it, who nailed that 3, the number 8.
Yep.
Can't rob him of 3 points. He's been in trouble. Katia has 8 points for Hawke's Bay's leading scorer in this game.
So this little delay of game is great for the Saints. With no subs, they're going to take any opportunity to catch their breath that they can. And this here is going to give them a little bit of an energy boost, because you see the Hawks, you know, they're running a couple of subs, so they've got the energy advantage. But a nice little delay of game there.
What's happening here? The Saints have only got 4 on the court. Martakatia almost has it stolen out of his hands by Kasler Evelyn's, just trying to see who's missing. Dougal Meter's not there. Are they playing with just 4 players? Well, remember, they don't have any subs.
Here we go, another delay game. Tying the shoes, smart play. Smart play from the Saints.
There's Dougal Meter. Looks like he might be getting just a bit of attention on a finger injury there, or a hand.
Maybe a little bit of blood. Yep, it'll be blood.
Having to soldier on with just 4 players. Repeating the news that Luca Richards and Sean Bruce, well, Sean Bruce couldn't play this game anyway because he's a restricted import player. But Luca Richards pulled out the last minute with illness, so touched on in the intro, Wellington are here with just 10 players for not only this game, but the NZNBL games. Guts it out today.
Yeah, but again, they've done the work early on in the season to, this isn't such a high stakes game for them, you know what I mean? So
that's right.
They have done a great job during the time that mattered, and I don't want to say they can cruise, but with 10 players, they should be all right.
Should be. Playing with 4 on the court against 5, that's a different story, isn't it?
It really is.
So Hawke's Bay, this is a massive chance for them to come back, albeit they've just got 39.7 seconds. I dare say Dougal Meter might be back for the second half. Certainly gives you that indication as we see Hawke's Bay continue here with against the 4-man Wellington team. And there's a 3 being dropped. Perfect timing there from Cartwright. Closes the game right up. That lead was 13 at one stage. Now it's just 3.
Well, this is great for the Hawks. Again, any opportunity you can to penetrate this Saints defense, you take it. And with 4 of them on the court, granted, during trainings, you're probably doing these type of scenarios, especially in transition 4-on-5. But, oh, he's back on the court now. Again, well done from the Hawks.
Taking an opportunity as Munir gives it to Evans. There's about a 6-second differential between the shot and the game clock to close out this quarter. Evans almost loses the ball. Dougal Meter open for 3. He's away and it's an air ball, and now Smiler pushes the pass. Nice pass into Martakatia. And was that a play? The ball probably was, even though looking pretty gnarly for Martakatia. I don't know if that will be ruled an unsportsmanlike foul.
He definitely caught himself with his head, unfortunately. You see it here.
Wow, that looked pretty unsportsmanlike, really.
Yeah, it definitely was not the cleanest of fouls I've ever seen.
Exactly. Meter hoping his rival is okay. So it's going to be 2 free throws here for Dante Martakatia. Again, the Saints putting Hawke's Bay in the bonus.
Does he have blood on his jersey?
Yeah, he might have to change his singlet now. So another delay.
Again, working in the Saints' favor, however. No subs, they've got a chance to...
Well, exactly. Well, you see Dougal Meter's gone to get some more attention on that injury.
Or maybe some water.
He is coming back with a different singlet now, Dougal Meter, so he's wearing 21. I think that might have been Luca Richards' number. So the free throws are now going to be taken by Harry Keeley. 3.3 left in this first half. Second one doesn't fall as goal contests. And now the Saints have one last chance. And not going to count. So a 19-16. That's a good quarter of basketball there for Hawke's Bay. They outscored the Saints 12-5 in that second period. We'll cut that gap back to 3. It's 19-16.
Yeah, a great job again. Took advantage of the Saints being down 1 player, only 4 on the court, and they capitalized on 3 back-to-back plays, shooting the ball much better than the first quarter, shooting at 50% now from the field, 40% from behind the arc. They've only attempted 5, but made 2 of those, and 40% from the free throw line. That is not great.
So the Chemist Warehouse stats at halftime, being headed by Dante Martakatia. Rebounds, total rebounds, it's Hawke's Bay with 6 at the moment to 11 for Wellington. Massive difference there, but 4 assists there for Hawke's Bay and 3 for the Saints. And there's Sam Gold doing what he does very well, tidying up the boards for the Saints.
And you saw the rebounding happening on that one play. They got about 3 or 4 offensive rebounds. But the Hawks doing a great job defensively. They've got 3 steals compared to 2 for the Saints.
Yes, indeed, and got a block each. In fact, Martakatia has got 1 block for Hawke's Bay. So that's ensured that still game on between these two teams here in Napier. Reminding you at 4:30 this afternoon, we will have the NZNBL game between these two. Hawke's Bay in 10th place at the moment, the Saints in 2nd. Looking forward to that tipping off at 4:30 this afternoon. So make sure you stay with us here on Sky Sport. It's going to be an interesting match with the Saints losing Sean Bruce. He takes away a bit of depth off the bench, does the Australian. And of course, Luca Richards, a good young player, not playing either. Both teams having illness injury problems heading into this game, repeating the news that Wani Swakala Bullock's not playing today due to an ankle injury, and of course Kobe Carter out for the season with a knee injury. Throw in Jackson Ball, who Yankade and Kahu Treacher rather, who are at the Under-19 World Cup, which starts tonight, by the way, with New Zealand opening the tournament against Argentina. So best of luck to the Junior Tall Blacks, who are all set hopefully to make a real splash at that tournament. And that Junior Tall Blacks team being coached by Matt Lacey, of course, who coaches the Five.
Quite a stacked Junior Tall Blacks team, if I might add. Well,
yeah, look, it comes off the back of that Under-17 4th place finish at the World Cup last year. And I know there's a lot of hope in New Zealand basketball. This team, this is pretty much the core team that might be doing something. Say the 2032 Olympic Games in Brisbane, which is 7 years away. You think about that. All these guys are going to be about mid-20s by then.
Which is crazy to think about, because some of them are just outrageously talented at 18, 19 years old. Yeah, that team captained by Tama Isaac, the Canterbury Rams player. So go for it. Guys, it's going to be fun watching over the next 7 days. 7 to 10 days, that tournament, with 16 teams playing in Switzerland for glory. But here in Napier, 19 to 16, it's the Saints in front. Can they hang on here? So the Saints start the 3rd quarter. Dugomita looking urgent for Saints. Dugomita free. Nice rebound taken by Gold. The putback is no good, but great effort there from Heke. Fortunately turned it over, and that's come off a Hawke's Bay player. Looks to be Wellington ball, and it is. Great hustle play again. Saints just in the right place at the right time. Dugomita took the hit in a sore spot there, unfortunately. He looks to be all right.
He's walking wounded. I tell you, he's not walking wounded with that place. Heke.
What a play there from the Saints. Cutting, timing it well, playing some beautiful basketball. Here's
Hawke's Bay again. 3 from Murphy is good.
You've got to close out quick on him. Jacob Murphy can let it fly from deep. Beautiful shot.
Back to a 2-point game. Murphy struggled to get going in this game with 4-point blocks. Ooh, Martakatia might have just picked up the foul there on Sam Gold.
I like Sam Gold's presence inside. He is, I mean, he's not the most muscly looking guy in the world, but he uses his body well. He's in there, he's fighting for every board. You saw it on that last play, taking the hit, getting his opportunity from the line.
He's a tidy player, no doubt about it, Sam Gold. And he had a couple of years at the Saints before nipping away to Milligan University in Tennessee. Gold can't nail a second free throw. Of course, from a very big basketball family. Brother is over in the States at the moment as well on scholarship as Eagle. There's the Matakati going again. Keely rolling away. Matakatia reaching there. It's been picked up by the officials, and that one went on Munir.
A couple of quick fouls here from the Hawks. Again, you don't want to get them in the bonus too early in this third quarter.
Murphy. Chance for Hawke's Bay to take the lead here for the very first time in the game if they can set up a three, and Murphy's been called for travelling there. Doesn't like the call either.
No, of course not, but...
No one likes being called for steps.
Yeah, he looked off balance the second he picked it up, and that was just a recipe for disaster.
So Evans. Very much in the balance. Hickey, cross court to Dougal Meter. Look good off the hand, but again, it's not being scored, and Hickey is going to concede the foul.
Yeah, Dougal Meter has had 6 looks behind the arc. Hasn't been able to convert one yet.
Yeah, it's unlike him. For instance, in the NZNBL, he's been going at 36% from the three-point line. Nice pass in from Eagle, and that's rolled in nicely by Keely. That's his first 2 points. All the 5 starters have now scored for Hawke's Bay. We've got a tie ball game. Wellington have gone super cold in this game. Meter can't get that in. And it's tipped into Hawke's Bay's hands. Wellington have only scored 7 points since the end of the first quarter. They scored 14 points in that first quarter. They're gone icy cold as we see Murphy. And that is a foul by, I think, number 25, Evans. That's what referee Nicholson's going to say.
And that'll be the Hawks at the line now in the bonus.
Body contact for sure by Caslow Evans.
Could that little mishap with Dougal Meter in the second quarter be the nail in the coffin for the Saints? Who knows?
Well, yeah, look, and the impact here on the Saints is interesting because Dougal Meter looks all right. At least it's not his kind of dominant hand shooting the ball. It's his left hand there that's... but it's not what the Saints need when they're already down 2 players through to illness. They're down to like 9.5 for the NZNBL game, maybe. I don't know. Dougal Meter could be quite a key player. He's been playing 17 minutes per game this season too in the NZNBL. Here he is again. Let's fake at the three-point line. That's a nice rotation back to Evans. But Matakatia, nice outlet pass. And Hawke's Bay missed a layup. Can't take the lead for the first time. Has got a net, missed the layup. Now Evans back to Dougal Meter.
This will be his first 3. There it is.
And that really hurts Hawke's Bay.
Oh, not only that missed layup, but the missed free throws. They're 3 from 8.
Murphy recovers nicely to lock the scores up again. All of a sudden, some nice intensity into the last minute in this third quarter. And now, no basket is going to count there for Zoram Smiler.
Easy call there for the Baracard officials.
Hawke's Bay still have 1 foul to give in this last minute of the third quarter. Dougal Meter again, goal, double teamed immediately. But he somehow finds a way, Sam Gold.
Yeah, he's just persistent down low. I love the use of his body there. Nice seal. Followed his shot well.
4 points for Gold now. Nice no-looker.
Oh, not another missed bunny. Oh, the Hawks have had every opportunity. Just not getting the easy ones.
Someone's just bolted that rim on just a little bit too hard. I think on that backboard. Kaysen in this quarter. Oh, opens up there for Evans, and he was fouled. So Caslow Evans back to the free throw line for 2.
Oh man, you see the play there, good recognition. Just rotated a little bit too high on that defensive help there. Was Matakatia, I believe it was, who was that rotating? Anyway, rotated too high. Evans recognized it, and he will have a chance to extend this lead for the Saints.
He's perfect from the Chemist Warehouse stripe in the game. Caslow Evans, that's 4 from 4. 2 now. 10 seconds. Hawke's Bay, can they get a counter here? Matakatia. Here's a 3 from Cartwright. Can't nail it. And the Saints, they get that shot away perhaps, but in the end it's going to be a 3-point game. Really even quarter of basketball. In fact, it was dead even, 8 apiece, for the Saints up 27-24 with 1 quarter to play.
I mean, they've done such a tremendous job playing a player short. To take this lead going into the 4th quarter is a true testament to this team, how determined they've been all season long.
Well, they've got to battle through this team, and then, you know, these couple of these guys, as we mentioned, are key players off the bench for the Saints in the NZNBL game, so they're playing with a full 16 minutes in this game, and then they're expected to back up players like Sam Gold and Dougal Meter. Both of them are averaging the mid-teens per game. Maybe the other 3, not so much game time for them. In fact, Evans, Heke are both under 10. Munir, of course, hardly played. In fact, he's just played the 4 times this season. But Gold and Dougal Meter are going to have to make a bit of a quick recovery.
I like that, though. I like having the game before the game, and then you're getting your rhythm. You're able to feel the rim, feel the court, feel the environment out a little bit. And with no subs, you're exposed, right? If you're unfit, it's going to show. Only 5 players on the court. But this Saints team, they're looking pretty solid, if you ask me. And I don't think it's going to faze them one bit going into the NBL game.
Well, we saw a game between the Giants and the Tuatara not long ago, which the Tuatara played with just 5, and they beat the Giants in a rapid league game, so it has been done before. Let's see if the Saints can replicate that achievement from last week. And that is a poor pass by Murphy, and here comes 2 easy points for Sam Gold.
Yeah, he saw that well before the pass was made. Sam Gold, great defensive stop.
5-point game again for the Saints. Biggest lead has been 13. Hawke's Bay been in the lead by 1. That's a nice finish.
That is a great cut there from Jacob Murphy. And again, good dish from Smiler.
That was perfect. Oh, look at Munir again. He has got some late footwork. And it is very impressive. Second very impressive line from the youngster.
Oh yeah, he's got amazing handles. You saw it on the in and out dribble there, enough to get the ankles of the defender.
Here's Ezra Eagle. Nice kick out pass to Cartwright. Smiler. Oh, that's a lovely no-looker, and there's Ezra Eagle showing us there is actually nothing wrong with that rim. He gets the layup to 4.
Smiler with back-to-back assists as well. Good no-look pass.
Still game on here. Heke. There's a foul coming in from Cartwright. There's going to be 2 shots from the Chemist Warehouse stripe for Tyrell Heke.
As we mentioned earlier, one of the best free throw shooters in the competition. Highest percentage. Oh my God, that's the second time I've jinxed him.
Brilliant. Okay, what are you going to say now? Come on, Casey, what are you going to say now?
He misses all the time. He's the worst shooter in the whole competition. There you go.
Brilliant. 4-point game for the Saints. Someone needs to cut that little clip up and put it on the highlights. Here comes Jacob Murphy. Nice! Oh, unlucky there, Jacob Murphy.
Felt like he had all 5 Saints defenders on him on that play and somehow managed to swoop it underneath their arms.
Nice pass, and here comes the shot from Munir, and he buried it.
Yeah, again, that is tough. If you're the Hawks, Saints weren't doing so well from the three in the first half, but really finding their rhythm here in the second. But so does Ezra Eagle. How about that? We've got a 4-point game now.
Well, Eagle's got a habit of nailing big baskets when they need to be nailed. Well done to him here, 7. That lead back to 4. Munir over to Evans. 8 on the shot clock. Not much movement off the ball this time for the Saints. So Evans forced to put up the mid-ranger himself. Nice job by Caslow Evans.
And again, just such an all-around player, Caslow Evans. Love the handles.
Matakatia. There's Murphy for 3. And rebound, almost coughed up by the Saints there. They did their best to give it back to Hawke's Bay.
All they need to do is use the clock well here, spread the defense, try to get them to foul.
Oh,
no.
What a steal. Hard luck there for Smiler. It's going to go against him.
Thought there might have been a foul called earlier than that one, but they let him play. I like it. But again, good job from the Saints using that time. Got a nice, cozy 6-point lead with a minute left.
Yeah. Dougal meter. Soak up this time. The pass, but too clever that time. Here's Murphy. Will he put the foot down here? Saints got back in great numbers there to surround Jacob Murphy. Now Hawke's Bay need to score here. Eagle. Cartwright for 3. And that might be that in this game. The Saints with a 6-point advantage and possession. Only 30 seconds left. Evans can let the shot clock run right down here. Nice pass, and that ends it for sure. Beautifully worked by the Saints.
Yeah, they've done well. They had a few hiccups in that second quarter, but they have really prevailed. And just turnovers for the Hawks late in the game really sealed the deal. Sam Gold, again, I believe that'll be his 2nd steal of the game. 2 big-time steals. And he will have a chance here from the line.
Oh, he's really stood up in this game. 8 rebounds, 2 steals and 6 points. Very good effort as we see Hawke's Bay call a BNZ player timeout. So a chance for you again to scan this QR code and get to one of the few big games left in the regular season. BNZ supporting the next generation of Kiwi basketballers. Games around the country to come over the next 7 days. Everyone's going to be vital, with some teams going to miss out on the playoffs. Points percentage too is going to come into play, I think, too, Kaysen.
Oh, 100%. Too many teams are close and almost dead even in the race, but like the Hawks here, they've got to score. Keep ticking away at that scorecard. Try to bump them up the ladder if they can.
Maybe one last basket. It's going to be Cartwright for 3. Well off target, though, and that is going to seal it for the Saints. Good job by the 5 players. Tyrell K-Checker, Sam Gold, Hassan Munir, Dougal Meter, Mani Dougal Meter, and Caslow Evans. Good all-round team performance. Has the job done for the Saints. They win it 39-31 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Now, quick recovery for this team as we get set for the NZNBL game tipping off in around 16 minutes. But there's a very good even spread of scoring in that Wellington team, with all 5 players getting multiple baskets in the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely right. Munir leading the charge with 10. Sam Gold defensively, huge game for him. And you see Smiler there. Great job distributing for the Hawks, as well as Evans. And again, Sam Gold, he is a big-time player. 8 rebounds for him.
Great job by Sam Gold. A couple of blocks there for Hawke's Bay, and he got a couple of steals too, Sam Gold, to complete a very good all-round game. So there we are. It is a good win for the Wellington Saints, 39-31. Stay with us here on Sky Sport. We've got the NZNBL game to tip off in exactly 15 minutes. We hope you can join us then.
And they are starting five. Jordan Natai, Isaiah Leafler, Nick Marshall, Hiram Harris, and Nick Masinski. Let's hear it from the Saints. It was sponsored by Eros Rent and Property Index. Then we've got Ezra Eagle from Kai TIE Services. Jacob Murphy, Advanced Point. Montel Godinay and Dante Matakatia. And our starters this afternoon, Campbell Scott, Clifton Bush III, Dan Breeder, sponsored by Total Energies, Luca Yates from Callicraft, and Brandon Alston from Big Barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Big Barrel Hawks. And our Big Barrel Hawks this afternoon are being coached, our assistant coach Sam Berman and our head coach Kane Tomiyaga. Folks, don't forget to please check your nearest exit. If there is an emergency, please follow me because I'll be out of here first. The polling direction and the exits. Now, if a doctor is required, please come to the NC area down here for assistance. The restrooms are located in the foyer just as you enter. And the Big Barrel Hawks Bar is serving a selection of Hawke's Bay Brewery beers and ciders, along with wines from
Well, hello everybody, nice to have you along for some Sal's NBL basketball action as we come down the stretch of the season now, round 15 of the 2025 season. And here we are in Napier for the Hawke's Bay Hawks, the Wellington Saints game. And the Wellington Saints certainly starting to move forward towards the end of the season. And unfortunately for you Hawks fans, your team is heading in the other direction. But an intriguing clash coming up on your Saturday afternoon. Glenn Lama here with Kaysen Bookman. And Kaysen, this is really must win for Hawke's Bay, whose chances of even making the playoffs, which looked certain a few weeks ago, absolutely hanging by a thread.
Oh, you're right. It is a pivotal game, and they need to put up some massive numbers offensively, something they've struggled to do the last 5 games, never topping 81 points.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly for the Hawke's Bay Hawks, and that's reflected in the mixandpick.com poll there with the Saints. 97% expecting the Saints to win this game, and it's hard to disagree with that given their form.
Truly true. And you know, they are missing a couple of key players as well. They were only here with 10, like we mentioned earlier in the Rapid League game, so that could impact the game as well.
Yes, we'll get onto that in just a moment. But there they are in second place at the moment. Canterbury do have that game in hand, the defending champs. And those two teams are going to meet very soon, and it could well determine who finishes top and who finishes second. Regardless of that, they're definitely locked into the playoffs, but the race is on for the other 4 spots with Taranaki, Southland, Manawatu, Franklin in the box set. But look at that, we've got Tauranga and the Tuatara right there as well. Nelson maybe a bit of a stretch now with just 1 game to play.
Yeah, it is really exciting times if you're a Sal's NBL fan. Couldn't be any closer, apart from the poor Nuggets, but neck and neck everywhere else.
What about these 5 games to come? Boy, there's going to be some interesting results over the next few days, including the game tonight between the Tuatara and the Manawatu Jets. And then we've got the Rams hosting the Airs tomorrow alongside the Sharks Fi game, and then Tuesday all eyes on that top of the table clash, and we're into Tauranga on Wednesday with the fight with that quick turnaround against Manawatu. A lot on all of those games. Here's the starting 5 for Wellington: Nick Marshall, Isaiah Liafa, Jordan Natai, Hiram Harris, Nick Muzinski. The coach is Aaron Young.
All right, Coach, coming into the Hawks' Nest tonight, you know, you're sitting at second on the table, possibly with a chance to finish first. What do you think are going to be the keys to get a victory tonight in the Hawks' Nest?
Yeah, for us, it's just about being consistent at this time of the year. You know, like, you know, we've done a good body of work. You know, we feel like we're improving in some of the areas that we do want to be more consistent with, and tonight's just another, you know, good example of that. We just want to execute on our terms, be crisp, and just keep things really simple.
Awesome, Coach. And what's your biggest concern tonight? Both sides from the Hawks are coming from the Saints.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a concern, but, you know, the last time we played the Hawks at home, you know, they had some late scratchings to their team, and I don't know if it was some complacency or, you know, we just didn't meet that moment. But, you know, today's just a good example of, you know, it doesn't matter who's on the other side. We got to control what we can control, and they got some guys that are going to play with confidence and experience in this league, so we just got to give them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, Aaron Young referencing there that Hawks 87-75 win back in late April, but a lot's changed since then. As you check out the starting 5 for the Hawks: Campbell Scott, Dan Greeder, Clifton Bush is back, Lukey Yates, and Brandon Elston. The American head coach is Sam Gruggan.
All right, I'm here with the Hawks coach, Big Barrel Hawks coach, Sam. Coach, what's been the focus in training leading into tonight's game versus the Saints?
Yeah, I mean, after our review, we kind of revisit our rules on defense and what we shouldn't be doing and what we worked on the last 2 years. So for these players, it's just retention and putting them more in that experience at a high pace environment, as opposed to maybe watching video, which we've done a lot of times. So just fixing those little areas on the defensive end. And I mean, we've got to shoot the ball better, so he's going to have a lot of shots.
Awesome, Coach. Also, Coach, what do you think will be the deciding factors in trying to get that dub tonight in the Hawks' Nest versus the number 2 team Saints?
Yeah, I mean, our backs were against the wall last time we played them, and we came out with a pretty amazing win. So not having one is going to really hurt us, but having Greeter back will kind of hopefully level that out a little bit. But last time we did a really good job defensively. They're a team that like to get out and run. So essentially I just said to them, don't offensive rebound, just get back and transition defense and just pack the paint, build a wall, make them shoot tough shots, and then get out and just play with some freedom on offense and hit some shots.
Awesome, Coach. Hey, appreciate your time. Good luck for the game tonight, Coach.
Yeah, really interesting comments there from Sam Gruggan. Yes, the Saints only scoring 75 points the last time they played the Hawks. But both teams are just impacted a little bit by injuries and illness as we check out their head-to-heads, and that tells the story, doesn't it, Casey? It really does.
It really, truly does, and that is why they got the 97% on the mixing pick voting poll, leading in every category so far, the Saints, but they do have the early loss in the season against the Hawks.
Yeah, they do, and those two players that aren't playing, late withdrawals from the Saints. Sean Bruce is out with illness, Luka Richards out with illness, so they've just got a 10-man roster for this game, the Wellington Saints, and we saw a slight injury too in the Rapid League game to Manu Dugulmita, to a hand injury that he is managing as well. One player who knows all about injuries is Clifton Bush Jr. Let's hear from him now, and of course conducting the interview is his dad, Clifton Bush Sr.
All right, here I'm here with the Big Barrel Hawks, Clifton Bush III. Clifton Jr., I just want to know, there's a few injuries with the Hawks team tonight. You're stepping into the starting 5 role. What's the expectations, and how do you see the team coming out tonight versus the Saints?
Injuries for us, it's nothing new. We've had injuries for past few seasons now, but expectations is always hard work. I mean, we play in front of fans who pay to watch us play, right? So the only expectation we have is to go out there and get a win. No matter who's playing on the court, it's a 100% effort. You got to go.
Awesome. And now you're coming back your first full year from injury. You know, it's been well documented, and you fought through all adversity. You got any advice for some of the guys? Like I know Corey Webster went down with an injury. You got any advice to some of those guys, you know, as far as their recovery?
Man, just keep working. Times can be tough, but, you know, look to the people to your left and your right. Like I had you, Pops, who were there big time. I had my friends, they were there big time. The only thing it really can do is just keep working. As I said, times can be tough, but you can be tougher. So just keep going out there.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, CB3, appreciate you, man. Good luck for the game.
Yeah, nice moment there between father and son. Awesome little chat there with Clifton Bush. Of course, the injuries that the Bush father and son duo there are talking about are a couple of players that are out of the Hawks team as well. Kobe Carter's gone down for the season with a knee injury, and Wani Swakala-Bulk not playing with an ankle injury. Also thrown into the mix, Jackson Ball and Kahu Treacher are over in Switzerland at the moment with the New Zealand Junior Tall Blacks team, and they are seriously undermanned, this Hawke's Bay team.
They truly are, but it's a test, you know. You gotta rely on your bench. You've got to rely on that deep roster, and those development players are key in moments like this.
Really are. So that gives some players like Cade Cartwright, Harry Keeley another chance. Zoram Smiler comes back into the lineup as well. And of course, intrigue as to how the Saints are going to go with just 10 players, with Sean Bruce and Luka Richards. Now, Sean Bruce has been averaging 34 minutes a game this season. Luka Richards only 5, but so maybe he's not such a loss. But Sean Bruce, he's a good, experienced player. And it's going to, I guess, deflect a lot of responsibility onto these starters like Ngatai, Harris, Muzinski, and, of course, Isaiah Liafa.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing they haven't faced before, I'm sure, in their careers. That is a huge gap to fill, those 17.6 assists in 34 minutes. That does, however, provide bench players with some more opportunities to show their stuff and develop and continue to develop. But like the coach said at the beginning of the game, they can't take any opponent lightly. They've got to stay consistent, especially heading into the tail end of the season.
And of course, the Saints won't want to drop that momentum either. 5 wins on the trot here. They've put themselves in contention, haven't they? Largely through players like Hiram Harris and Isaiah Liafa, who've really solidified the Saints' performances over recent weeks.
Yeah, not even to mention the last game out, Ngatai with 27 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 4 rebounds. Muzinski as well, his average 15 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks as well.
Well, can the Hawks stop this big slide? As we see Clifton Bush win the tip for Hawke's Bay, Greeta's got it. The last win that Hawke's Bay had was on the 27th of May, so just over a month ago. That was against the Sharks. So it's been a tough June for them. Lovely pass into Bush, and Bush is fouled straight away. Good play by the Hawks.
Yeah, excellent recognition there with a nice loft pass over the top. I thought for sure he was going to dunk it. I think he just jumped a little bit too early. Got the foul in the end anyway, and he'll have a chance from the line.
Clifton Bush, his 11th game this season, just his 5th start. And he's at the Chemist Warehouse stripe to get the scoring underway. Was in the second as well. So good little start for the Hawks. A lot of basketball IQ in this Saints lineup. Plenty of it in Liafa. Jordan Natai, of course. Now Liafa gives it into Mazinski. And there's Natai for 3. Away with his first shot. A former Hawke's Bay player, of course, among many of the Sells NBL teams down through his lengthy career. Jordan Natai almost gets to steal off Greeta as well. Now Yates into Elston. Yates for 3. A beautiful three-point shot, Lukey Yates.
Oh, unbelievable shot.
Man, of course, earlier on in the season, you'll recall, he had a buzzer beater winning three-pointer. So, well, Hawke's Bay make a good solid start here. Marshall with that basket for the Saints to get them underway.
That is a great floater there from Marshall. Again, elevating over the top of the lengthy arms of the Hawks team.
He's been getting 20 points per game since joining right at the start of the season. He's played every game as Scott creates space for himself beautifully there. Harris with the rebound. Ty makes a cut towards the basket. Muzinski. Now Liafa working off Harris. And Harris, that's classic play from Liafa and Harris. No wonder the bench is up celebrating that.
Oh, that is a big time play. Hiram Harris, one of the toughest players in the league, making it look so easy.
Well, the combination between the two tall blacks there was first class as Bush. Gives it back to Lukey Yates. Greeta, make sure he's behind the three-point line. And there's the rebound by Bush. Good positioning there from Clifton Bush. Elston now for 3. And Harris with another rebound for the Saints.
You can see the intention of the Hawks to put the head down and sprint back on defense as the Saints answer back with another 3.
And it's Nick Marshall. Deadly shooter. A reminder that the Saints are going to be here all the way. Won't want any of these starters to get into foul trouble, Aaron Young. That's another dimension that we'll keep an eye on through this game with only a 5-man bench. Greeta. Nice finish by Greeta.
And another bully offensive play from Greeta. Again, uses his body well, loves the contact.
After to Mazinski, over to Natai. Mazinski being marked by Bush. Liafa for 3. And Liafa nails that one.
That's a big time 3. Again, rejected the post up from Mazinski down low. Mazinski a little pissed off, but you know, got the 3 in the end.
Liafa 32% from the three-point line in this game, in this season. Historically, probably a little low for him. Here's Scott again. Going to work off Harris with 6 on the shot clock. Nice finish from Scott.
Great job keeping the ball out and away from the defense. Campbell Scott.
He's going to be a big player for Hawke's Bay in this game in the absence of Jackson Bourne. Now Muzinski from close range. Can't get that timing. And Greeta's got it. Scott again. By Marshall. Shot clock down to 8. It's Bush. Tries to cook up some magic here. Bush for 3. No foul. Oh, it's been rebounded by Bush. In fact, that was Elston going for the 3 rather.
Yeah, good work on the offensive rebounds from the Hawke's Bay Hawks, even though that wasn't the strategy going in.
He's an athlete, Clifton Bush. Don't worry about that. Now there's a double dribble going against Isaiah Liafa. Referee Nicholson adamant with that call. Liafa not happy.
Yeah, you'll see it here.
Just didn't quite get a good look at it there, but Sasha Nicholson got a good look at it.
Got a couple fingertips. 8 fingers on the ball is not allowed when you're dribbling.
Yeah, generally not a good thing. It's Austin. He's got the Clifton Bush headband thing going on.
Oh, yeah. Look at the pressure from the Saints.
Greeter, double team. Greeter, that's beautiful.
He's such a heads-up, competitive basketball player. Getting the Saints, 2 of the Saints, might we add, off their feet.
Marshall! Oh, those 2 baskets from the Australians in the last 20 seconds have been top shelf.
Oh, man, Nick Marshall easily becoming one of my favorites in this competition. Getting the and one, leading the scores for the Saints. Just unreal talent is Nick Marshall.
Well, that was beautiful play from Greeter and then Marshall. Marshall, of course, 4 years now at the Adelaide 36ers. Of course, in recent times has been at the Hawks.
I wonder where the 36ers comes from.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How they choose.
Google it.
Why not 37?
Well, no, it's the year. It's like the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, they
similar thing.
established.
Something happened in 36, right? Here, and I can't remember what it is. But if you Google it, I'm sure you get the answer pretty promptly. Here's Marshall for the 3-point play and converted by Nick Marshall. He's made a good start to this game. He's got 8 points. Here's Elston over to Dan Greeter. Greeter really pressured. Somehow Hawke's Bay half-decent shot away as Dougal Meter claims the rebound for the Saints. Now Harris. Dougal Meter over to Ngatai. Evans is out there now. Nice pass into Sam Gold, and Sam Gold lays in his first 2 points of the ball game.
And he had such an incredible rapid league game. Love to see him get out there nice and early in this first quarter.
This is where Hawke's Bay have got to capitalise if they can. And then there's some bench players on the court for the Saints. As Greeter, never know Sean Bruce in this game, as we see a foul conceded. That one's gone on Sam Gold.
I think that one was on Dougal Meter.
Okay, Dougal Meter, thank you.
Again, Dan Greeter, he is a tough assignment defensively. He uses his body well and can elevate out the gym. And that actually is going to be called on the floor. I thought for sure it was on the shot, but I stand corrected. It will be out of bounds. Okay, so those of you that were tuning in, the history of Adelaide, it was founded in 1836.
There you go. That's why they're called the 36ers.
Well, there we go. Learn something new every day.
Tough pass there from Scott, and it's come off him, and it's going to be Saints ball. Encouraging start from both teams, though, with the shooting percentage for both teams up above 50%.
I also like the early rotation from the Saints. Again, getting those bench players in. Did a great job in the Rapid League game and rewarding them for their efforts now.
What's happened here? Sam Cruggan's not happy. He's made his opinions pretty clear to the officials. Here's Evans. Ngatai. Gold for 3. It's well off target as we see Yates. Good possession back for the Hawks. Here's Eagle to Yates. Nice pass. No, it's been stolen by Ngatai. Now Caslow Evans Jr. Ngatai. Harris still out there for the Saints. Of course, he's a former Hawke's Bay player as well. Evans goes for 3. Gold with the offensive rebound. Ngatai. Nice fake by the vet. And that's a good finish by Jordan Ngatai.
You can just see the chemistry between the Saints players. They just know where the others are going to be, like that play from Hiram Harris and Ngatai. Again, nice little handoff and drive by Ngatai.
Timeout called as Aaron Young ponders things after the first half of the first quarter. Saints up by 4 points at the moment. Yeah, such a pure shooter from the outside, but the three from Marshall is already 100% from the field. 8 points already, 3 from 3. The shooting from the Saints has been first class, 63% so far. Kaysen, that's more than acceptable.
Well, absolutely right. In comparison, the Hawks are shooting 50%, still a great percentage, 5 for 10. Wellington able to get off one more shot. They're 7 for 11. From the line, both teams haven't missed yet, touch wood. And from behind the arc, Saints leading the charge with 2 from 5 at 40%. And the Hawks, not so fortunate, 1 from 5, so they're sitting at 20%. But inside the arc, they're 4 from 5. Saints, 5 for 6. Again, both teams pretty efficient.
Bonnie Swaka here, injured with an ankle. This team can get over the line in this game. Yes, intriguing, reminding you that 2 players went down late for the Saints, Luca Richards and Sean Bruce. The Saints trying to win this game with just a 10-man squad. Here comes Hawke's Bay to Campbell Scott. Greta has 4 points so far in the game. Here's Yates. Yates, nice body movement. Scott for 3. Gets it away just in time, Campbell Scott.
And on the one-arm catch, again, it wasn't right into his shooting pocket, able to pull that shot out.
5 points for Scott. Natai gets nice and physical against Dan Greta.
Just too big and strong for Dan Greta on that play.
Jordan Natai has 4 points. There's Eagle. Now Murphy. Scott Greta trying to get active. Yeah, shot clock down to 4. Greta does well to create space through Hiram Harris. Here comes Natai. Nice ball into Harris. That's beautiful. Dougal meter. Oof. Harris picks up the loose ball fortuitously, and now Natai can't nail the 3.
Oh, that was some great ball movement from the Saints. An unfortunate shot there in the corner.
Greta marked tightly by Jordan Natai. They're having a good one-on-one battle in this game.
All right. I mean, Greta is having to work for every possession, every catch he's getting, because they are sticking to him like glue, and rightfully so. That shows the respect that the Saints have for this man.
Greta's going to take a spot on the bench now after an active 6 minutes and 43 seconds. 4 points, have a little bit of a breather. Yates. Elston back out there now for Hawke's Bay. Murphy. Ooh, that was from a long way out. Was that a 4-pointer?
Should be, almost from the logo. Jacob Murphy, we know he has that range.
Well, there goes Marshall helping himself to 2 more points. He's got 10 already.
I mean, that is way too easy of a basket if you're the Hawks defense, allowing the highest score to get that easy look. And again, the Saints pushing in transition, not skipping a beat.
Austin can't get that basket. He's 0 from 3 from the field now as Natai. Liafa. And Liafa has stood. In fact, no, there is a foul called against Campbell Scott.
And again, nice little fake there to get Scott off his feet. Able to draw the foul.
Natai. Caught by Jacob Murphy. Still going to be Saints possession. Here's Liafa. Nice ball into Mazinski. And Mazinski helps himself to 2 points.
Just a nice classic post player. Love to see it. Traditional big Mazinski doing great textbook move down low.
The Hawke's Bay ball. Sam Golden there, making a nuisance of himself. Elston hasn't scored yet. Cold to start the game has Elston, getting 13 points a game for Hawke's Bay. Need to get started shortly. Hawke's Bay to stay in touch. Scott. Oh. No foul from behind by Liafa, and it's going to be Saints ball. Big play there by Liafa.
A big time play. He got beat off the dribble, but recovered well. Able to knock it off of Scott.
There's Liafa coming forward. Nick Mazinski. Here's Marshall again. Oh, that rolls in as well. Marshall is 5 from 5 from the field in this game in the first quarter. He's got 12 points already.
It's so pretty coming off that shooting hand when he hits that floater. But again, great use of the on-ball screen.
Yates almost gets the rebound, can't do so. Now Marshall's got it. Marshall is fouled this time. He's a big-time player, isn't he, Nick Marshall?
You see him split the defense right there and able to draw the foul. Such a smart basketball player, Nick Marshall. Pushing the pace. Again, Saints following his lead. Back-to-back plays.
Yes, he and Muzinski and Harris are the only three that have played every game for the Saints this season. Compared to some teams, having 3 players to have played every game is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Considering the recent terrible injuries that have happened in the Sal's NBL the last week or two.
Not been happy for a couple of teams. This is Nick Marshall. He's a 74% free throw shooter from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And that's tipped back into their hands by Evans. Now Liafa with a quick 3. Oh, that really hurts Hawke's Bay. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, and this is why the Saints are so deadly. Their relentless attack on the offensive boards, showcasing it there. Great stuff.
Hawke's Bay need a basket now. Stolen by Liafa. He's doing it all for the Saints. Wide open is Evans. Doesn't take the 3-ball, though, as Liafa gives it to Mazinski. Here's Marshall. Nice pass back to Mazinski. Can't roll it in, though, and going to be Hawke's Bay with one more opportunity. Elston. Hawke's Bay really need this score here. Inside the last 10 seconds. Elston giving it to Bush. And Bush, no foul called or picked up by the officials there. So it's going to be a 10-point game at quarter time. And it's the Saints who have the advantage. It's 29-19 here in Napier. Wellington Saints up by 29-19 after the first quarter. Nick Marshall, 13 points, 5 from 5 from the field. Brilliant performance from him. And all round, the Saints looking really tidy in that first quarter. There is the Sal's special until Tuesday. It's the large big pineapple, $36.99. Just scan that QR code or get that online code. Sal's block 25 valid until next Tuesday. Saints get the second quarter underway. Liafa influential right at the end of that first quarter to really give Wellington some good scoreboard pressure. Here's Marshall. He was eventually going to go a little cold.
Well, yeah, I mean, great recovery there from Dan Greta after that on-ball screen to get in the face of Nick Marshall, not give him any easy looks.
Foul given up by the Saints. So Greta to inbound it. Alston. Still need to score in the game is Greta. Almost getting the rebound was Bush. Unfortunately, just didn't get the bounce.
Yeah, again, talk about the footwork there from Dan Greta. His ability, his package to finish underneath is pretty unmatched in this competition, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, they play tight defense on him. It's going to be tough for Hawke's Bay to win as Harris. Can't get the reverse to fall, but there's Harris somehow getting the ball back. Greta with the block. And it's Hawke's Bay ball. Big couple of plays there.
Yeah, absolutely right. Good look there from the Saints. But again, another great defensive stop from the Hawks. They need a few more of those to try to chip away at this 10-point deficit.
Yeah, sure do. Greta. Take advantage of that pressure, and Bush has just lost it cold there, unfortunately, for Hawke's Bay. Now Liapa once more. Here's Marshall again. Just turning the ball over a little bit much at the moment. 4 turnovers in the game as Harris run out of space. And there we are. It's good defense made by Hawke's Bay that time. Scott driving hard to the basket. Can't roll it in. Now Liapa's got an opportunity. And there's Harris. Again, that really hurts Hawke's Bay. And the lead is 12, biggest of the ball game.
Yeah, and that's where the Saints are the most dangerous in transition, and that is the key that they talked about going into this game for the Hawks, stopping that transition offense. Like you see there, hands on knees for the Hawks. But again, another good turnover. Oh no, sorry, that was a foul on that one.
Yeah, Evans picked up the foul. His first of the ball game, but Alston just can't get him good looks in the game so far.
It's really tough, this pressure that the Saints are applying. You see Dan Greta before you see Dan Greta having to work super hard to get open.
Alston just can't get going in this game, Brandon Alston so far. Here's Liapa. Dougal Meter. Let's ball back to Mazinski. And Greta. Nice gather from him. Here's Scott. And Scott is keeping the Hawke's Bay Hawks in it. That's a second 3. Nice job by Scott. He's got 8 points as we see a timeout call.
Another big time three-pointer there from Campbell Scott. He is somebody who is a prolific three-point shooter. Again, shooting 33% so far this season, averaging 7 attempts per game. So you don't want him to get hot.
Exactly right, and he's 2 for 3 in this game, so it's a 9-point lead. The Saints got to give a shout out, of course, to 3 guys who, of course, have usually big performances in these teams. The 2 Hawke's Bay players, Jackson Ball and Kahu Treacher over the Junior Tall Blacks, and of course Troy Plumtree, of course, who's with that team as well. Of course, he's no longer with the Saints, he's at college in the US, but those 3 players along with 9 others are getting set for that World Cup, which starts tonight, New Zealand time, against Argentina. So we wish the youngsters all the best. So they have a good young team to be captained by Tama Isaac from the Canterbury Rams. So looking forward to seeing all of those games coming up. New Zealand's in a pool, I want to say, with Serbia, going to be tough, Argentina. And who's the third team? Just trying to think who the third team is. Can't quite recall at the moment, but going to be an interesting time for the New Zealand team in Switzerland starting tonight.
I reckon Serbia might be their stiffest competition in that pool.
Yes. Say Mali is actually, now I think about it, Mali is the other team from Africa. So it's a 9-point game. Comes Dougal Meter bringing the ball forward. Dougal Meter into Jordan Natai. They're going to post up here on Alston. And Harris, there he is. He's just a menace under the boards, isn't he? Hiram Harris, tipped in eventually by Muzinski.
They are so relentless on those boards. Hiram Harris, one of the best rebounders in the competition. You'll see him floating under the basket always.
He's averaging 10 rebounds a game in the NBL this year, Harris, and he's got 3 already in this game. 3 ball goes away from Campbell Scott this time.
You say 10 rebounds, averaging 3 of those offensive. Massive.
Liafa can't get that teardrop to fall, tipped back by Muzinski, and Liafa banks in, much to the delight there of Aaron Young, the coach.
Back-to-back offensive rebounding plays have been detrimental for the Hawks. They've got to do a better job boxing out.
10-point game. Liafa's having a big influence in this one. 4 assists and 8 points already. Yates, post up here on Muzinski. And Muzinski wins the battle that time. Harris comes away with it.
Yeah, great job there from Muzinski to get the stop. As Dougal Mita pops from 3, but can't get it to drop.
Yeah, that would have really been a dagger in the heart there of Hawke's Bay. I think they would have called a timeout, but Elston is 0 from 4 in the game. And there's a little slap on the arm by Nick Muzinski.
Just got to have something on this play here. Again, another empty possession gives the Saints a chance to extend the lead even more on the other side, and they're playing well. They've got a nice rhythm on offense. The best thing about the Saints is they don't really take bad shots. They always give the extra pass and try to find the most open player, and they're really unselfish.
Yeah, nice inbound pass there to Ezra Eagle. He shrugged his defender off, rather. And that's a much-needed 2 points there for Hawke's Bay. They've only scored 5 points in this quarter so far. Real tough offensive challenge for them as Natai gets his own rebound. Try and muscle it in again, and gets it back somehow for a 3rd opportunity, and determination is going to win the day there for Campbell Scott. Elston, brilliant. First field goal of the game finally for the American, and he's going to go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for a 3-point play.
Well, that is the stop and the transition basketball they needed. Props to Natai on the effort, but again, in transition, Alston getting the and 1, and he'll have a chance for the 3-point play. Just what the Hawks need.
Fight their way back here. Hawke's Bay, not going to be easy. As Brandon Elston goes to the line, he's a 69% free throw shooter. And he gets that one to fall. Every free throw made contributes funds to the BBNZ Hoops and Schools program. So just a little more into that kitty as we see a timeout called. 8-point game. The Saints up 35-27. Marshall, the leading scorer in the game so far, he has 13. Liafa 8. And leading the way for the Hawks, it's Campbell Scott with 8, including 2 threes. But critically, there are 2 big scorers, Greta and Elston, just can't keep going at the moment.
Again, they are working their tails off just to get a pass. Saints all over them like glue. You see the Campbell Scott 3 there. But again, Jacob Murphy, another great 3-point shooter. They're going to need a lot more of that against this prolific offensive Wellington Saints team.
The 3-point shooting from both teams has been pretty good so far. But Greta, as I touched on, Greta and Elston have only combined for 7 points so far. And that is going to be a challenging offensive night if the Hawke's Bay team somehow can't break down that Wellington defense with those 2 players.
Yeah, well, that's where the depth comes in, you know, when you have your 2 leading scorers, you need, and they're having a cold night, you've got to have backup. You can't rely so heavily on 2 when there's 5 of you out there. Everyone needs to contribute.
Yeah, we see Swakala Bullock, he's out injured. He's been going at mid-teens per game. Of course, Jackson Ball not playing. We touched on him. He's in Switzerland at the moment. He's been going at 20 a game. So there's a lot of points not in this game for Hawke's Bay.
But an opportunity to step up.
So 8-point game. Halfway through the second quarter. I hope you're enjoying this round 15 clash of the Cells NBL. Double header today. The Auckland Tuatara in action later on. There's Liafa. He is playing brilliantly in this game.
Well, the movement on that offense was just impossible to guard. Multiple handoffs, weaving over the top of the key, just difficult to defend.
11 points, 77%, 4 assists. If Isaiah Liafa's not on that MVP poll a bit later on in this game, then that's the crime of all crimes. Here he is, Liafa. He's starting to feel it. A little heat check.
Yeah, why not?
Now here comes Elston again. Put a move there on Evans Jr. And that one's going to roll in there from Elston. No foul given up either. Now Liafa again. Ngatai looking to go baseline. Nice pass into Harris. Times his run perfectly. And there's Hiram Harris going to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Oh, we see it time and time again. The Wellington Saints, a well-oiled machine offensively. That's why they're putting up such large numbers per game, averaging 95 points a game coming into this. You just see it time and time again. So efficient. Run their plays, give that extra pass, and they are always looking for the next man. Love the offensive intensity.
Here is Harris. 7 points now in the game for Hiram Harris. Lead is back out to 12 points. Team's going basket for basket pretty much in the moment. Now Greed up for 3. Just overcooked it a little bit. Harris gets that little tip again. Harris. Nice finish from Hiram Harris. That's classic play from him.
Yeah, unfortunate play there for Campbell Scott. Those are the 50-50 balls the Hawks need to win and try to get some cheeky little 2-point, 3-point plays. But again, Saints prevail.
Scott. Now Eagle left alone for the 3. That's back-to-back misses from beyond the arc. 2 pretty good looks there too. And now Liafa can't capitalize at the other end.
You won't probably see him do another pull-up in transition in this quarter.
Is Elston looking to get around Muzinski, and he does so. Good athleticism by Elston. Get going now. He's got 7 points. Hawke's Bay needed some stops though. Liafa, beautiful hands.
Oh.
And that is a good finish from Muzinski. Another little assist there from Isaiah Liafa.
Oh, just look at it. Just look at it. The no-look. Hot potato pass to Muzinski underneath. Again, the offensive efficiency from the Saints is so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, Muzinski finishes off in style. What about Liafa? 11 points and 5 assists. 3 steals as well, we should mention. Fantastic all-round game by the Breakers and Tall Blacks player. Well, we've mentioned Isaiah Liafa. He's just doing it all at the moment. His outside shooting has been top shelf. He's had 3 3-pointers. There are 2 of them. And those lovely hands of his. And here's the 3rd 3-pointer. From 7 from the field as well. And he's really marshalling this team beautifully.
Yeah, they're just so poised. I mean, granted, they are at the top of the ladder, so you don't want to chill, but they're having fun out there, you know. Everything's running smoothly. They know their game plan. They're executing it to a T. And again, behind Liafa, they're just so fun to watch.
How are Hawke's Bay going to stop this, Kason?
Well, they've got to pick it up defensively, A. B, they need to win the 50-50 balls. And they need to control the defensive rebounds, because right now, offensive rebounds for the Saints have been far too many. They already have 8 compared to 2 for the Hawks. Now, granted, they said they weren't going to be crashing the offensive boards. At this stage in the game, down 14, you need to have at least 3 players crashing, in my opinion, try to get the second chance opportunities.
Yeah, total rebounds are a worry too for Hawke's Bay. They've been out-rebounded 23-13 in the game. It's a lot of possession for Wellington. Murphy. Eagle. Got to put the shot up. Scott. And that one didn't touch the rim, so a shot clock violation.
Yeah, that possession there is not what you need at this stage in the game. You could hear the bench calling out the shot clock, but you got to have the ears open, that awareness, especially if you're a point guard.
Reader's coming back into the game for Eagle. So here comes Evans. Alpha still out there. Mudzinski and Natai. Sam Gold, the other player. There goes Natai's shot, and he has got a foul out of Yates.
Yeah, Natai's game is another great game to watch if you're a youngster out there. His shot from behind the arc is so quick. Wherever he catches it, he lets it go. So it's a nice quick release. And when he drives to the basket, uses his body well, clears the defense out of the way, and he's persistent.
Foul was actually on Jacob Murphy. So that will take Jordan Natai to the line. Natai, of course, starting year up in Austria, joining the Saints mid-season. His 12th season in the NBL. Natai completing those 2 free throws. 4-time NBL winner, Jordan Natai, and one desperately keen to make it 5, I suspect, as we see Wellington's lead grow to 16. This is the biggest lead of the game now. Elston stripped out of his hands by Evans, so that's going to be another foul against Caslow Evans. That's his second personal. Interestingly, the Saints, with only 10 players in the squad, Harris and Nick Marshall are both on 2 fouls.
With only 2:50 left, you'd hope they can keep it under wraps, but he will see the bench now. Smart sub there. You don't want to get a cheeky third.
He really has no option, Aaron Young, has he, to try and get to half-time now with all of his players on 2 fouls or fewer, right?
Yeah, you're right. But again, they've done the hard work early, so they've got a nice little cushion going into this halftime.
So Hawke's Bay still have 2:50 left in this half. This is their chance to somehow get some points back. Can they do it? Let's see. Hoxton with those 2 free throws from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. 14-point game. Sam Gold comes forward. Mudzinski. Back into Mudzinski. Now Gold for 3. Oh, Gold rattles it in. Big basket there from Sam Gold.
Again, the ball just hitting every single player's hands on that play. Great ball movement.
Elston. Yes, classic play there from Brandon Elston. Knew a foul was coming. Good work there by the American.
And that'll be exactly what the Hawks need. Just pummel the ball inside, try to get the foul, get the finish. Chance for a 3-point play here. Still down 17, but a nice play from Elston.
Well, they're in the bonus now, Hawke's Bay 2. 3 fouls to give. So statistically, they're got opportunities here. Elston for the 3-point play, and he rolls that one in. He's up to 12 points now. All of them coming in this quarter too. It's at this end of the court where Hawke's Bay need to start some stops. Nick Marshall's back out. That's Mudzinski rather. Here goes the 3 from Dougal Meter. They go for the rebound, and they finally got it through Elston. So they get the stop. Elston. Scott getting the screen from Yates. Getting the roll back, can't get it. And Liafa's picked up the ball. Nice skills from Liafa. He's going to bank it in, Isaiah Liafa rather.
He's just having a time out there, isn't he?
He's having a heck of a game. 13 points for him. Lead back out to 16. Elston gives it to Murphy, blocked by Mudzinski, and there's a foul by Nick Mudzinski. His first of the ball game.
Yeah, I like that from Jacob Murphy. Take it up against the big man. Show him your stuff. He's got a chance here for 2. So far this season, shooting just 65% from the line. But a big-time 3-point shooter. These free throws pivotal, not only in this game, but in the Sal's ladder. Overall, you want to get those easy points.
Yeah, that was the first miss from the Chemist Warehouse strike in the game for Hawke's Bay. And Wellington have only missed 1 as well. So there's Second one falling. He has 4 points now. Murphy up there, big 3 in the first quarter.
Well, ironically, both of these teams are the highest free throw percent shooting teams in the competition, with the Saints in second place, actually.
Well, it's good to see those stats continuing. Now Evans, short with that shot. Yates. Oh, Yates! Should have looked after the ball better there. Wellington inside the last minute of this second quarter. Get another chance. Here's Dugomita for 3. Gets his own rebound. And Yates still can't time his jump right. The Saints still have it. That's coach killer stuff. And now Liafa. It's not tipped out of court. It's going to be Hawke's Bay possession. Untidy there from the Saints in the end.
Well, I mean, they had about 17 opportunities there. Hawks not getting a board on the play. Again, just being pummeled underneath defensively. They have to take control of those defensive rebounds. Otherwise, this Saints team is just going to have a heyday. 25
rebounds in the first half to the Saints. And we've got a BNZ player timeout called here by Hawke's Bay. With just under 40 to play in this first half. Chance for you to scan that QR code to get a ticket to a big game. Plenty of big games coming over the next week as we round out the regular season. Who's going to shake it all down? Which order are these teams going to finish in? And the opportunity for you to be courtside if you scan that QR code. Thanks to BNZ, of course. Proudly supporting the next generation of Kiwi basketballers. Now, here is Greeder. 3 ball goes in from Scott. Had it tipped out of his hands. Now that came off Liafa. So it's still going to be Hawke's Bay ball.
I just want to give some flowers to Evans. He is a pest on defense. He's getting hands-on passes, deflections, shot blocks, 50-50 balls. Watch out for him.
Yeah, he's stepped up big time, isn't he, in the absence of Sean Bruce, who's not playing today due to illness. He doesn't have the scoring threat that Bruce has, but he certainly makes up for it in other areas, particularly enthusiasm. So Greeder over to Murphy. Elston's lost it. And there's a frustration felt by Brandon Elston.
That's just not what you want at this point in the game. Yeah, you turned it over. No need to run and just do a senseless foul. Again, just silly little mistakes like that for the Hawks could be the difference in this game.
Well, the good news is it hasn't put the Saints in the bonus just yet. And with only 26.6 seconds left in the quarter. Saints going to have to work it away from the sideline to that healthy lead. They've actually weathered this little challenging period really well, the Saints. When we go back to that 3-minute mark when we saw Marshall and Harris out of the game on 2 fouls each. But we haven't seen Hawke's Bay cut into that lead at all. Here's Marshall over to Liafa. Nice pass, Mazinski. Yates loses it. Marshall can't nail it back. Hawke's Bay got 2 seconds. Greeder. Scott can't bank it in. So it's going to be a 15-point margin here at halftime in favour of the Wellington Saints. Big margin for them. They're up 52-37. Halftime wrap coming shortly on Sky Sport. Well, it's half-time here in Napier. 52-37 is the score in favour of the Wellington Saints, the second-place Saints over the Hawke's Bay Hawks, the home team. So a healthy margin in favour of Wellington, who, we repeat again, are playing with just 10 players with 2 late withdrawals. Luca Richards and Sean Bruce both out with illness. But it hasn't stopped the momentum. The big players are stepping up, aren't they, Kaysen, as we check out the Chemist Warehouse stats?
Yeah, absolutely right. Leafa leading the charge, but again, Marshall as well. He had a phenomenal first half. You see Alston coming alive in that second quarter for the Hawks, just what they needed. Campbell Scott, he's got 8. 9 for Harris, and Natai a little bit quiet for him, but again, when you've got Marshall and Leafa going at it, you can just kind of take a back seat, as he did in that first half.
Now, one thing that's been evident is the rebounds, and we've seen Wellington grab 31 rebounds, and even their assist count, as we can see, as Leafa's having a field day. 13 assists in the first half. That's
just crazy. But again, the rebounds, total rebounds for the Hawks is 15. Total offensive rebounds for the Saints is 14.
Yeah, that tells the story, doesn't it? They're really looking after the ball and sharing the ball beautifully around the game, and steals too, 6-2 in favour of the Saints, with Leafa getting 3. What about those numbers for Leafa? 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. He's having a great game as Isaiah Leafa. And remember, for one more day, we have teams across the entire New Zealand Basketball League coming together to honour diversity, community and the power of inclusion. Yes, so one more day of Inclusive Round 2025. And I have to give a shout out to the Hawke's Bay team, who have partnered with Disability Sport and Recreation Hawke's Bay, collecting cash donations at this game to help fund inclusive sport programs across the region. So congratulations to the Hawke's Bay Hawks for partnering with that organisation. 52-37 here in Napier, back for the second half right after this. Not too far away from the start of the second half here on Sky Sport between the Hawke's Bay Hawks and the Wellington Saints. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. That score again for you, 52-37 in favour of the second placed Wellington Saints, who are going for a sixth win in a row to stay in touch. In fact, to maybe even go to the top of the table, just ahead of the Canterbury Rams. And what a match they're going to have on Tuesday. With maybe top spot on the line, and we can see there that well, the Hawks have got a bit more love. They were only at 3% at the start of the game. Now they've more than doubled it, Kaysen.
Well, you'd hope so. Home court advantage and everything. But they've got to do a lot more in this second half. Try to crawl their way back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely, particularly defensively, where Wellington have just got their offense like a well-oiled machine. They're sharing the ball really well. They're rebounding really well at the offensive end. Now, let's just quickly remind you of these massive games. All 5 of them are going to have big ramifications on the ladder, starting with that game tonight between the Tuatara and the Jets. Both teams in contention. Rams got 2 games coming up. Not only that, Saints game in Wellington on Tuesday, but one tomorrow against the Taranaki Airs. They're right in the hunt for that playoff as well. The Sharks hosting the 5, both of those teams right in contention as well. And the Fire, quick turnaround for them. They're back home on Wednesday after the trip to Southland against Manawatu. Those games, many of them are 50-50 games.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And they all matter. It's do or die time for a lot of these teams if they want that top 6 spot.
Yep, and the Saints are guaranteed one of the spots in the top 6 alongside Canterbury, but the other 4 spots are certainly up for grabs. And there's going to be some teams that will miss out, perhaps even on points differential. So every basket is going to count. Other teams in the hunt, of course, the Franklin Bulls, who are going to be sitting, watching all of these games unfold over the next few days, having only got 1 game left to play. They're gonna have to hope the Jets, well, the Tuatara get beaten tonight against the Jets. That will help the Bulls. The Fire get beaten as well in their game against the Sharks tomorrow. That will really help the Franklin Bulls. But if the Fire and the Tuatara can find a way to win those games, arguably the Bulls could be in trouble.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of play here.
It's not really what you want to rely on. You know, flip the other side of the coin. The top 2 teams have done such a great job during the season to solidify their rank in those top 2 spots, whereas the middle of the pack, you know, with a lot of chops and changes with the rosters and everything, you never want to rely on the result of another game. You want to be in control of your destiny, and unfortunately for the Bulls, they have to leave it up to fate.
Well, the other team that could be a little bit of trouble is the Manawatu Jets. They do have 3 games to play, which is more than anyone else in contention for a playoff spot, 2 cases, but they don't have Corey Webster anymore, and they got soundly beaten in their last game without him, and so they are going to be sweating their fans on what's to come. Yeah, hammered by Franklin in that last game, 106-69. So they got a way to bounce back against the Tuatara tonight. Anyway, that's to come as we get the third quarter underway with Hawke's Bay hoping to find a way back into this game. 15 points down. Greta for 3. Just can't get it going from beyond the arc. Dan Greta, he's 0 from 3 in that statistical category in the game. Now Harris. So Harris and Marshall, he puts up that shot right there. They're out there playing on 2 fouls. They won't want to give up an early foul in this quarter.
Oh, Nick Marshall's jumper is unreal.
Yeah, it's pure, isn't it?
Nice high release right over the top.
Elston. It's Greta again. Looking for some space baseline, not there for him. Now Scott. Shot clock down to 2, and Scott just a little short on that play as Liafa tidies up.
And again, the Saints doing a great job forcing the Hawks to use every second of the shot clock in possessions late in the first half as well.
Marshall, nice play to Harris as he helps himself to 2 more points. Danger signs here early in the third for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, again, you can't have those lapses defensively. You need to know where your man is at all times, and then just another turnover. You can just kind of see the body language right now. Both teams kind of struggling to handle the ball at the moment.
Marshall for 3. And line, didn't follow up his shot. And there's a foul by Muzinski, who's going to pick up his second personal.
Again, we talk about those 50-50 balls. Hawks players need to have the determination to win every single one of those possessions. Right now, it seems like it's in the favor of the Saints. They just wanted a little bit more.
This is the biggest lead in the game for Wellington. 10 points. Elston rolls it in. That's a nice finish.
That is a great play. Great use of the spin move to switch back to the right hand. Nice stuff.
14 for him. Liafa. Liafa again.
He is unbelievable. Again, just cool as a cucumber out there as well.
16 points now for Liafa. Is the play from Greta over to Yates. Yates just a touch long with that one. Here come the Saints again. Marshall. Jordan Natai for three. Comes away with that one. Here is Elston. Greta again. Shot clock down to single numbers. Yates back to Greta. Struggling to get a good look, aren't they? Yates. Bush can't tip it to Elston for the offensive rebound as Liafa comes away with the ball again. Oh, unlucky for Isaiah.
I mean, that would have been massive for the Saints and horrible for the Hawks.
Sure would have been.
There's just a lot of stagnation offensively for the Hawks right now. Too many players not moving off the ball.
Yates. That's a nice sweet shot there from Lukey Yates.
But still, pulling off that shot with 3 seconds left to go, the Saints doing an excellent job forcing them to use every bit of that shot clock.
There's Muzinski back. The ball from Liafa, and Muzinski's not going to get the roll off the rim. There's Marshall getting another offensive rebound. Muzinski. Greta has stolen the ball.
That was definitely a foul on Muzinski, but play on.
Elston. One-on-one here with Nick Marshall. Nice play into Bush, and Bush gets his 6th point.
It's a bit better offensive possession there from the Hawks. A little bit of movement, cutting off the ball, getting the paint touches, not relying on those fadeaway jumpers or the 3-ball.
Muzinski, nicely timed pass into Marshall. Back to Muzinski. Muzinski up to 8 points.
Again, the Saints are just running through their sets so easily, not perturbed by any means.
Right, executing here. It plays pretty well, aren't they? Coach Young wants more urgency on defense, though. Here's Scott. Greta, shot clock down to 3. Stolen by Harris. Beautifully read by Hiram Harris. Oh, this is really going to hurt. Marshall can't get the 3. Liafa with the rebound.
Coach killer right now if you're the Hawks. Too many offensive rebounds.
Harris can't nail the triple. Bush has got the ball for Hawke's Bay. Elston for 3. That's the first triple of the game from Brandon Elston.
He is stepping up big time for the Hawks. Again, Coach Young wants to see no more of that as Elston gets going in this 3rd quarter.
Coach Young not mucking around there, was he? Despite that big margin in favour of his team, doesn't want any momentum building for Hawke's Bay. Elston with that 3's up to 17 points. Liafa has started the second half just like he finished the first. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
He is having an unbelievable game so far.
Sure is. So that margin is preserved in favour of Wellington. 15-point margin, which is where we were at the start of the half. Elston had that quiet first quarter, but has come alive since then. He's shooting the ball at 60% now. He missed his first 3 shots. just got to find some defensive intensity. Some of these baskets are just coming too easy for the Saints.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what we were talking about. They're able to run and execute their offense so easily. It looks so fluid because there's no disruptions. Hawks need to take a few more chances, try to get a hand in the passing lane. I mean, you're down 20 points. Might as well just go for it, you know? Get up here, don't give them a free walk up the court.
Evans back out there to provide some real energy. Jordan Natai lost it out of court. It's going to be Hawke's Bay ball.
It's a defensive stop that you want. Don't let Natai have an easy one underneath.
Natai just telling the official there that, tipped out of my hands by then. Can you see? Here's Elston. Trying to work on Marshall again. Very least trying to get another foul out of him. Nice defense that time by Nick Marshall. Should have toasted up or driven it to the basket a bit closer there, Elston. There's Marshall rolling it away to Harris, who's lost it. That's unusual. Now Greta, open pasture in front of him. And Greta has 6 points in the game now.
A few more plays like that for the Hawks. Try to disrupt this offense. Hands in the passing lanes. You're gonna have a chance to chip away.
Evans. Left him alone for that three. Here's Harris over to Jordan Natai, goes baseline. And a foul. Gonna go on Yates or Bush. Natai was fouled regardless.
But that comes off of the back of yet another offensive rebound and a second chance opportunity for the Saints. They have done such a great job of crashing the boards tonight. Hawks not done a great job at all of controlling the defensive rebounds, and it's showing, again, being out-rebounded. Hawks have 20 total rebounds to 37 for the Saints. And the Saints have 16 offensive rebounds. Now, coming into the competition, they were only ranked number 7 with the offensive rebounding rate, but tonight, they're going to bump themselves up for sure.
Yaffa misses. On rare occasions, he's done that. Murphy back out there. Match that intensity that Evans is giving the Saints, and here is Evans. Yaffa wide open. Rebounded again as Luka Yates. Here's Liapa. And another foul given up by Campbell Scott. Liapa. Now Natai. He's going to roll it in for 2 points for the Saints.
Yeah, nice little floater there from Natai. He hasn't had the easiest time in the paint tonight, but fortunate on that one.
Hasn't got going long range either. Scott. Far away, Campbell Scott. Yaffa gets another rebound. He's actually got 8 rebounds now as he floats one in for 2 more points.
Just too easy. You've got to get a hand in the face. You've got to put pressure on him. You can't just let him run straight into the paint. You get a nice little easy floater.
18 points now for him. His season's high, by the way, folks, is 24 against Tuatara late last month. Scott rolls that one in for 2 valuable points there for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, nice job stopping on a dime, reversing, and getting a nice little fadeaway. And only down by 15. There's still a lot of clock left.
A little sloppy there from Liapa for once. Hawke's Bay got to take advantage here. Murphy for 3. From beyond the arc. Hawke's Bay 5 from 24 from 3-point range. Liapa. Sam Gold. It's pass from Sam Gold into Mazinski. Now Natai. Real contact for the ball, which has been won there by Hawke's Bay, or has it? Liapa might have picked up the foul, scrambling for that rebound. If he has, it's just his first foul. game.
And I like that much better intensity defensively for the Hawks on that play, hustling after that board, trying to win those 50-50 balls. And again, it works in their favor.
Scott. Scott again. Eagle is out there, stolen by Liafa. And 2 more for Isaiah. 20 points, 4 steals, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. What a game from the Tall Blacks bet. As the Saints will enjoy this timeout.
Yeah, a great defensive stop there from Liafa. Again, Ezra Eagle just too casual on the catch, trying to play out his next play, and Liafa able to sneak in, steal his cookies.
It is a clinic from Isaiah Liafa in this game. Here's Nick Marshall. He's been one of the key players in the game too, scoring 15 points. But Liafa, he the man in this game.
20 points for him so far. Just an outstanding overall performance. Nice dunk there from Bush.
It's a real moment of happiness for the Hawks in this quarter. I say happiness, it has been quite tight if you take the first half out of it. Saints are only actually outscoring the Hawks by 2 points in this quarter, but just can't keep going in this game as we see another look at the mixandpick.com poll. That statistical breakdown pretty similar, if not exactly the same as it was at the start of this quarter.
I mean, I think a key to this for the Saints has been holding Dan Greta to only 6 points on 9 attempts.
It's a very good point. Greta's been battling for good looks in this game. Greta, remember, goes at 25 per game. Here is a 3-pointer that keeps Hawke's Bay around that, 13 to 17 deficit range. Harris. Marshall back to Harris. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. Marshall, tough shot. And it's going to fall for Scott. Inside the last 45 seconds of this third quarter. Here's Bush. Scott for 3. Zinski's just tipped it back into the hands there of Matakatia. And it's his first 2 points of the game.
And 2 massive points at that with the offensive board and the putback. Big time play from Matakatia.
Hopefully he can kick on. Saints are going to set it up for the last play here. Liafa goes around Dante Matakatia. Now we have Marshall back to Liafa. And Liafa, was he ever going to miss that one? I don't think so, as he buries the 3 and gives the Saints that 15-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, 70 to 55. Well, it's all looking good for the Wellington Saints, who have been in the lead since early in the game. Hawke's Bay, remember, started off nice and hot with their first 5 points of the game, but since then it's been really all Wellington. It's 70 to 55, and Liafa 23 points, 8 rebounds, in fact, 5 assists, 4 steals. No wonder he's dominating the MixandPick.com MVP poll as we start this fourth quarter. Just 1 point off his season's high score. Here's Marshall. Untidy to Mazinski. And Hawke's Bay get a stop in the first possession.
A rare offensive lull from the Saints.
Sure was. It's Greta. That's more like it than Dan Greta.
You can just see the body language on Greta. He's exhausted, having to work so hard. And he's not being rewarded this game, but he gets the steal.
2-on-1 situation, Scott. Back to Greta. And Greta was hoping Mazinski was going to come in and foul and didn't. But they got the 2 points anyway. So that's good for Hawke's Bay for a little 4-0 run for them to start the fourth.
That's exactly what they need. Some back-to-back defensive stops, transition offense, easy baskets.
Marshall rolling it back to Mazinski. Harris. Back to Mazinski. That's good play. Excellent play.
He's so good at it. Selling the ball fake and the unselfish pass to Mazinski.
Greta. Now Yates back to Elston. Oh, hard luck from Brandon Elston. On another day that goes in and the margin's back to 10. But not today, as Marshall is fouled strongly there by Campbell. Scott picks up foul number 3.
Yeah, that was a great play there from Nick Marshall, pushing the pace. Again, forcing Campbell Scott to foul there. As you see the Alston shot in and out, just barely.
We're generous. We can give them 1.5 points for that. I mean, half the ball went down. No, no, no. Here's Marshall at the line. Real visit here for both teams from the free throw line at Chemist Warehouse Stripe. Been a one of those games where we haven't seen a lot of shooting fouls. It's just a 7th free throw attempt in the game for the Saints, and the Hawks have only had 8.
Funnily enough, the Hawks have the highest free throw rate in the competition.
Marshall gets 2 from 2 from that visit to the Chemist Warehouse Stripe, to a 15-point lead. He has 17, does the Australian? Greta. Nice dish. That's Yates. No basket.
Oh.
Called for steps.
Got it.
Referee. Hawke's Bay players just got to keep their composure here. From the sideline, of course, no foul. There's Evans. Marshall for a big 3. Gold. Scrambling the rebound. Now Marshall once more. Around Yates like he wasn't there. 2 more for Nick Marshall.
An explosive play from Nick Marshall again, striding out past the defense. Beautiful little finish.
Elston trying to work on Harris. Helps defender Hiram Harris. It's Greta. He roll off the rim there. Natai with the rebound. Comes Evans. Left alone for the 3 ball if he wants it.
Oh.
And he makes them pay. That's great stuff from Caslow Evans Jr. First points of the game for him.
Yeah, again, he didn't want to shoot it, but the defense forced his hand, and again, able to knock it down. Great shot from Evans.
Good work from Caslow Evans. 9 at 4 points per game in his 9 minutes per game. this season, and he's played a lot more minutes today. He's up to 14 minutes as we get a look at that large pineapple for $36.99. Scan that QR code, folks. That offer is valid until Tuesday. Or you can go online and order using that code, SalesBlock25. Well, if Hawke's Bay can't find a way back, this will definitely be the end of their playoff hopes, which is a real shame for them. They were right in the mix just a few weeks ago. Ever since Darnell Cowart unfortunately picked up that injury mid-season, they haven't quite been the same team. Physical presence that he brought to their play at both ends of the court has been missed, I think. Kaysen?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The physicality would have been much needed in this game, as we've seen the Hawks get dominated on the defensive glass time and time again. Offensive boards from the Saints. Again, just to tell you the number, they've got 19 offensive rebounds, and the total rebounds for the Hawks is 25.
Yeah, 46 total rebounds for the Saints. They're going to crack 50 in this game. So here's Marshall at the line.
Technical foul.
Yeah, looks like a technical foul, yep. So, straight off the timeout, might have been when Sam Gruggan was having that animated conversation with Sasha Nicholson just a moment ago.
Only slightly animated.
21 points, the margin now. Favour of Saints, and that's equals the biggest lead of the game they've had. Well, they're flexing their muscles, aren't they? Remember, no Sean Bruce today for the Saints. And this is a perfect little warm-up for their blockbuster clash coming up on Tuesday against the Rams. It's a shot from Elston. Rams, of course, a tough little two-game stretch of the years coming up tomorrow. Need to see how they come through this period as we see Natai bully his way to the basket, and somehow he does.
I'm sure that's not the result Dan Greta wanted on that play, but Natai again showing his strength and his toughness underneath. He's been having a hard time getting the finish so far this game, but he'll be glad to see that one go in and a chance for the three-point play.
10 points in the game now for Natai. Throwing 4 rebounds. It's been a solid effort from them. All 5 starters have been very good for Wellington in this game. And Sam Gold and Caslow Evans, the two that Coach Aaron Young has used off the bench, have been excellent as well. Google Meters had 8 minutes as well. It was 0 from 5 from the field, but the other 7 have been excellent for Coach Aaron Young. Murphy. Here's Yates. Harris will relish this one-on-one battle, and Yates has just lost his footing. And Gold comes away with it.
Yeah, you would have thought that would have been a travel, but...
On was the call as we see Evans over to Harris. Natai again. Oh, tips it in superbly, Jordan Natai, and he loves it.
I mean, again, just showcasing the absolute dominance of the Saints offensively. He got his own rebound.
Here's Yates again. Really wide open in the corner. Here's Campbell Scott. Again, gaps. Very hard to find, but I tell you what, Scott, that was an incredible triple from him.
Picturesque Campbell Scott with a massive step back. Unreal from behind the arc.
16 points for Scott now. Here's Evans again. Has it stripped out of his hands. Yates pushes the ball to Greta. Greta lays it in expertly. He's got 12 points.
And he's so good at those in-transition layups, crafting it underneath the hands of Hiram Harris.
Interesting, Coach Young taking the scoreboard right out of the game there. He just calls the timeout. doesn't like the momentum coming from the other team.
Well, you did speak about it at the beginning of the game. It doesn't matter the score or who's on the other side of the ball. You want to stay consistent. You want to set yourselves up to be playing at your peak going into the tail end of this season. And I like that. I like that intensity, that coaching style from him.
He knows the bigger challenges are coming. Now the Saints have got themselves into a strong position. Isaiah Liafa dominating the game MVP voting, and that's no surprise. He still has 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. He's dominating all the stats categories in this game.
Well, let's talk about Nick Marshall on top of it. He's got 20 points at the moment, shooting 53% from the field. Not so great from behind the arc, but we digress.
And his other numbers are good there too, aren't they, Casey?
Yeah, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. And he's got 2 offensive boards. He's 83% from the line. I mean, both of them having an outstanding game.
It's going to be a key player for the Saints down the stretch of the season. No doubt about it. The other thing, too, is that the Hawke's Bay team haven't got the Saints into foul trouble at all in this game. Only 12 personal fouls given up by the Saints. No one on more than 2 fouls.
It's just a great defensive effort, and an all-around game from the Saints. They have kept their composure, they've locked in, they're all on the same page, and you haven't seen them take their foot off the gas once this game.
There's Marshall. And the Saints there, you see, haven't even given up a foul in this quarter. We've had half the quarter now as Greta goes for 3, and he rattles one in.
That's what you need to see if you're the Hawks. Get Dan Greta going. 5 minutes left in this game. It's not over till that final buzzer. And again, pick up that defensive intensity. Try to get some steals.
Here's Marshall with the 3 ball. Tipped back there by Sam Gold into the hands of Evans, and he's got another triple.
Oh, he has been red hot from behind the arc. Only taken 2, but nailed both of them. Evans, such a good job. Sorry, I lied. He's taken 4.
He has, but he's got how many 2 now? Good job as Scott goes for another 3. Rebound is Kanye for Bush. He's going to help himself to 2 points.
Yeah, again, a good job from Bush, crashing those boards, going untouched as the Saints were relaxed as they haven't had to defend very many offensive boards.
3 ball from Natai is good.
Love to see him get going. Better late than never. Natai taking the ankles of the defense, popping back for the 3.
Scott with 4 minutes to play. Greta. Nice finish from Dan Greta.
That was just a heads-up play. Great post move. An initial little ball fake and then quick spin back to the left.
Evans.
Oh,
Whoops. Communication breakdown.
I would have liked to take that 3.
Yeah.
No one's
Back
got
yourself.
it.
Yeah, he's got a couple, right?
Exactly. No hand in your face. Let it fly. I mean, what do you have to lose? You're up 19.
Exactly. Elston. Elston is going to get the N1. That was determination.
Oh, absolutely right. Keeping that dribble alive. Was denied on that first entry and then kept it alive. You see it here, taking it back out, changing direction, hitting the other block, and getting the N1. It has been pivotal for the Hawks this game.
Yes. Without really getting his team into a dominant position, but he hasn't lacked effort, that's for sure.
Oh, they're not going to count that free throw. They were trying to stop him before he shot it.
Interesting. Foul was before the shot. It's been ruled the decision by the officials. So Elston gets 2 out of 2 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Here comes Harris. Now Natai. Oh, Greta could resist.
I mean, why not? You have a few fouls to give. You've got to try to get some sort of defensive intensity. I don't mind that foul.
Especially as he's only conceded 1 in the game. Natai. No foul against Jordan Nartais. Harris goes for three, short. Here's Scott with the rebound. Now here's Elston. Got Eagle with him. Elston. Tiny there from Elston. Shot clock down to 8. Here's Yates. Trying to work on Brzezinski. Elston, tough shot. Can't nail it as Harris comes away with the ball. It's his 10th rebound. He's leading the rebounding there for the Saints, and Marshall banks himself 3 more.
The difference between the offensive possessions, where the Hawks, they're doing a whole lot of dribbling, not a lot of moving, and the Saints are doing a whole lot of passing and a whole lot of movement, and that's why they're able to score at ease. They're shifting the defense left, right, and center. When you're going one-on-one, it's quite easy to just stand there and guard your player if he's not moving, not cutting. So again, the Saints, great job executing offensively.
Zoram Smiler out there now for his first taste of action in this game. Yates goes for a 3. Reader up there competing hard. Scott couldn't get the ball as Hiram Harris has it for the Saints. Google meter out there now for the Saints. Sam Gold sets a screen there for Nartais. Gold, nice determination from Sam Gold. He's got 7.
Yeah, again, just sealing off the defense enough to get that pass from Nartais in the end. Sam Gold, such an impressive player.
Scott looked good off the hand again. That's his 5th 3. He has 19.
Yeah, he has been red hot from behind the arc, keeping his team in the game with those 3-pointers.
Scott up to 19 points. It's a good return from him in this game. Brzezinski over to Harris. Here's Nartais for another 3. Yates has got the rebound this time. Here's Campbell Scott again, driving with a tough little fadeaway. Can't nail it. Harris. Foul there by Smiler.
Bit of a ticky-tack foul there. And I think Campbell Scott went down quite hard on that last play. Might have rolled an ankle.
Well, the Saints doing what they need to do. They're at that nice, healthy margin after the first quarter. Extended, it was 10 at a quarter time, 15 at half time. Tied ball game through the 3rd quarter, and now they just kept clean another 3. So just doing what they need to do, the Saints. Sign of a good, solid team as we see Google Meter go for that triple. Here's a rebound taken by Munir. He can't get the putback, and Harris tidies up. Hassan Munir out there, by the way, for a 5th appearance this season. So congratulations to the 20-year-old from the Hutt Valley. Here's Bush. Got a little push by Harris.
No easy looks from the Saints.
This is a pretty good win by the Saints here. Disrupted by 2 late withdrawals due to illness, Sean Bruce and to Luca Richards. Down on manpower. They've still worked together as a team as Martha Katia gets 2 more for Hawke's Bay. It's all about ticking games off, moving on, and getting all set up for that big clash on Tuesday night against the Rams. Dougal Meter misses the 3, but Gold's got it. Didn't touch the rim, so won't reset the shot clock, which is down to 5. Now Hickey can't nail the 3. Here comes Elston. His last 30 seconds. Reach in there by Evans, who I reckon's been a real key player in this Saints team off the bench tonight.
Oh, absolutely right. He has stepped up massively on the defensive side of things. And then again, shooting the ball quite well to top it off, but hands-on passes, distributing the ball well, and just being an absolute pest on defense.
Young wants his team to play to the bitter end here, though, as we see Cartwright losing the ball out of bounds. classy performance from the Saints in this one. They really haven't been able to get into the worry zone really at any stage through this game.
Yeah, once they got that comfortable lead, they were not giving it up. Biggest lead for them has been 25 in the game.
This is Ezra Eagle at the line, the 19-year-old New Zealand under-18 rep from last year. He's at the free throw line here. Chemist Warehouse Drive. I think this might be his first visit. One of the first few visits for him for the season. And he helps himself to 2 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. So last 15 seconds. One more play here for the Saints. Or will they just shut it down? Here's Manier. It's a screen from Heke. Nice pass into Gold, and there's 2 more for Sam Gold. And we've got a BNZ player timeout called by Hawke's Bay with 3.4 left.
Yeah, Sam Gold is so smooth under the basket, on that left-hand side especially. Times it well, seals the defense on his backside, able to get the pass, and a nice little finish on the right.
So one more chance for you to scan that QR code. BNZ supporting the next generation of Kiwi basketballs with that ticket to the big game. Which, with about half a dozen games left in the regular season, there is still time for you to get there, of course, and the playoffs coming too. A lot of interest in who's going to finish in what position on the ladder. We know Wellington is either going to finish first or second. Hawke's Bay with this defeat will be out of playoff contention. Last shot of the game here for them. And it's not to be. Wellington Saints, too classy for Hawke's Bay in this clash in round 15 of the NZNBL. They get the job done nicely, do the Wellington Saints. They get the win 99-81. In the end, they outscored the Hawke's Bay team by 3 in that final quarter to seal the win. And they'll move on to their next game, their final regular season game, which is against the Canterbury Rams, coming up on Tuesday on their home court. What a blockbuster clash that's going to be to end the season for both of those two teams ahead of the playoffs. Here's Liafa. He is the MVP of the game. 80% of the vote. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. Excellent all-round performance from him.
Yeah, he just put the team on his back early and often, led them, shot well defensively. I mean, he did it all tonight, and well-deserved MVP vote for him.
Yeah, some good returns there for some other players, but Liafa was instrumental. Shot the ball at 60%, 5 from 9 from three-point range as well, 55%. He really was in excellent form. Of course, in the Breakers, he's going back to the Breakers for the next Australian NBL season as well. Isaiah Liafa, the mixandpick.com MVP for this game. So I'm going to get your pick before we look at these Chemist Warehouse stats. Well, let's start actually by looking at these Chemist Warehouse stats. Who's going to win between the Rams and the Saints? Who do you reckon on Tuesday?
That is tough.
Of course, the Rams got one more game to play themselves before that meeting against the Airs.
Exactly. You know, I am going to go with the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Interesting.
I love both teams, but I feel like the Saints, you know, the Rams had that little win streak broken, and the Saints are now on, what, a 9-game win, or a 8-game win streak, I should say.
Yeah.
So
amazing. Well, much as Liafa's stats are so good, there's some very good other stats there. Players like Nick Marshall, Jordan Natai. In fact, all 5 starters finished with double figures. Mazinski chipped in with 6 rebounds, Harris with 12, Natai with 5. They all played very well as an all-round team, and props too to Caslow Evans off the bench, Sam Gold. They had excellent performances, as well as Aaron Young, the coach, basically relied on those 7 players to get the win in this game. But there is the MVP, Isaiah Liafa, with 23 points, top of the scoring in this game. Brandon Elston, shout out to him, he got 20. Here is the matches to come, and very soon we've got the Tuatara and the Jets. Another big matchup coming in just a moment. Tomorrow, the Rams, we touched on that game against the Airs in Christchurch. Also tomorrow, the Sharks host the Fight. That is a critical game. with the winner basically solidifying their spot in the top 6. Then we get that big match coming up on Tuesday, and then we end on Wednesday these little run of games, the Phi hosting the Jets in Tauranga. So lots of action to come over the next 3 or 4 days with those 5 big games coming. Well, that wraps it up, and we say congratulations to the Wellington Saints again. Too good for Hawke's Bay in this one here in Napier, 99-81. Thanks for watching. More NBL coming up soon, of course, to that Tuatara Jets game. Stay with us on Sky Sport.